So that's how we're going to start it off. All right, awesome. Welcome to another GameItAll.com podcast. My name's Lucas Grimm.
My name is Pendavis.
And I'm Fatter Phil.
So, it's that time of year again, people. Welcome to episode 54. And today we are going to be pretty much talking Game of the Year because pretty much everyone's jumped on the Game of the Year wagon. We have the Game Awards coming out in December, and the nominees are already out. Plus, the Canadian Game Awards, something that I didn't think actually existed for a while, has given its winners. So we're going to be talking about that throughout the podcast, and most likely going to take up most of the podcast from what I can tell. So, you guys had a chance to go through the list anyways, just to see what you expect to talk about. What are your thoughts first off?
Well, my thoughts about the Canadian Video Game Award announcing their winners, I was like, what's this game? I don't know this game. What's this game? Ooh. Like, I know Deus Ex, Far Cry Primal, NHL 2017, and...
You know Dead by Daylight, and you also know Tomb Raider.
I don't know Dead by Daylight. I know Rise of the Tomb Raider.
You've never heard of Dead by Daylight?
Nope.
Holy shit, where have you been?
Not in that part of the world, my friend.
Dead by Daylight is the one where you...
Sounds zombie-like, so I stay away with a 10-foot
it's not.
pole.
You have to run away from a psycho killer.
That sounds like something I would never play anyway.
Well, the point of the game, it's like a puzzling game where you have so long to escape this crazed killer. There's like 4 different ones, and they all have a gimmick, and you have to like find these parts to build a machine to get out of the wherever you're stuck, or turn on the spotlights, or whatever the hell you have to do to escape the killer. It's actually not that bad. It's actually a very good game.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a fun multiplayer game, definitely. I was surprised to find out that Behavior was actually Canadian. So that's actually was a pleasant surprise for me there. So let's talk about first off the Game Awards. The big one coming out in December, going to be the big show that's going to be broadcast on Twitch, hosted by Jeff Kingley or Knightley. I always get his name screwed up. I know that much. Let's talk about the nominees here because there are some interesting ones, to say the least.
Well, it looks to me like Overwatch and Uncharted 4 and Doom seem to be the big games this year that are getting all the love.
Well, especially Uncharted 4, which it's been nominated 8 times through 6 categories.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
8 times through 6 categories?
That's right.
Like voice acting and shit like that. And it's nominated 2 people, I think. No,
it's nominated 3 people through the at least 3 that I've seen.
Okay,
I have to recount the list.
There's Emily Rose, Nolan North, and Troy Baker. All have been nominated for voice acting, motion, and/or performance capture.
Okay, that makes much more sense. But as far as it goes for Doom, I can vouch for the game. I beat it about a month ago, and it was fantastic.
And Uncharted 4 was a great ending to the series. But actually, let's go through the list because we definitely have some things to talk about with the games on here. Now, there's an important note with the Game of the Year list here for the Game Awards. Only games released on or before November 24th, 2016 are eligible. So that's why you're not going to see anything like The Last Guardian or Final Fantasy 15 in this list.
Yeah, or Deathwing.
Or Deathwing.
I'm just excited about it. I want to play Warhammer 40k. Pew pew.
Also, this also goes to November 24th, 2015 as well, which is why you'll see Rainbow Six Siege listed on here, because that came out in December.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's pretty much your timeline of where you can expect to see this. So let's start with the ones that I find are like probably the least important to this list. The best esports area. Now, esports, I have to say that I'm not an esports follower. I'm not a big esports guy.
The only time I ever really watch esports is if a particularly good, if there was a particularly good fighting game tournament showdown somewhere, I'll watch to see how good they were. Or
Evo or something like that.
I have watched my share of StarCraft 2 World Championships during BlizzCon streams. I've seen my share of that, but that's about it. Like, I don't actually go out of my way to watch esports.
Last time I did was the big Capcom Invitational tournament that happened worldwide. I watched a couple of weekends worth of it, but I mean, it's just because it was right there on the front page of Twitch.
Yeah. So we'll start at, as I said, very bottom of the list. So this is the best esports game nominees. We have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Street Fighter V. So this is actually a pretty decent list. We all knew Dota 2 and League of Legends and Counter-Strike. They are there every year.
Those are just the staple 5.
They're the staple. So Street Fighter V and Overwatch being the new games this year, they have the most to win out of this.
And I mean, StarCraft's not on the list because even like the Korea Pro Tour is actually ended. So
exactly. So now we're down. If I'm going to put money on it, I don't know.
I'm definitely not giving it to Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, it's It'll probably be Overwatch from what I can see.
My personal desire for the win is Street Fighter because I don't know, I'm a fighting game guy, so I want to see all the fighting game love. But I mean, Overwatch or League maybe. I mean,
like, let's be realistic here. If anything, it would probably be Counter-Strike or Overwatch. Counter-Strike has been updating this past year a decent amount, and tournaments have been starting up more and more.
Yeah,
League and Dota just kind of stuck the same.
Especially with how this category is built, it is more on the technical experience and the creative. Like, so best gameplay, community support, and content updates. Because the support and content updates are major factors into this, which this is where we can see like Overwatch and Street Fighter pull in. Because as community support, first off, Blizzard, you can hardly beat them when it comes to community.
As far as the community goes for Counter-Strike, Dota 2, and League of Legends, it's just toxic. So toxic.
Yeah. And like those three are pretty bad for that. Overwatch, and as I said, just Blizzard in general, their community is very strong. And they support their community quite a bit. Content updates, we've already seen 2 characters get updated into Overwatch with Sombra and Ana. And we're also seeing like the new arcade mode that has been put into the game. Very, very classy update, awesome update. So there's a very good chance Overwatch can pull the win here.
It's very probable. Yeah. Overwatch has been the. I've noticed that it is been quite the hit this year. It's like anyone who's played it, I've very rarely seen any negativity about the game itself. So, I mean, it should win.
I played for a whole week. It kept my attention that long, which is pretty good for a game.
For a game of its nature, anyways.
Yes.
So that's our opinion for the best esports right now. Best esports team right now we have SK Telecom T1 for League of Legends, Wing Gaming for Dota 2, SK Gaming, no specific game listed, Rocks Tigers for League of Legends, and Cloud9, once again no game listed.
I know Cloud9 does League of Legends at least, or at least used to. The only two names I recognize in that list are SKTT1 and Cloud9.
Yeah. So, once again, best esports team and also the best esports player, which we'll go through that one as well. We have Faker, Li Lang. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm going to screw up everybody's names here.
Faker, Cold Zero.
Ayuk,
Okay.
for SK Telecom T1. And
Faker Senpai.
Cold Zero for SK Gaming, which is for Counter-Strike Global Offensive as well. Brune for StarCraft 2. Infiltrator for Team Razor Street Fighter 5. And Hungrybox for Team Liquid Super Smash Bros.
Hungrybox.
So, yeah, these, like, as I said, everyone with esports, they have their favorite esports player or they have their favorite team. Those are the ones that they usually follow. So, these are a little bit harder to pick for me. As I said, I don't follow esports that well, so it's not something I'm going to be able to pick out here. And I don't know if you guys have anything to add onto that one.
Not really. I'd pick the Smash guy because it's the only game I even remotely know there.
I would pick Faker Senpai because I want Senpai to notice me.
Well, there we go. So the next category we have is actually a controversial one because there has been an update to it. So when the list was first created, we had best fan creation. So fan created content such as mod, fan films, or other player content. Starting off the list, we had Project AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, Pokemon Uranium, Brutal Doom 64, Endrol, The Shards of Order. Now, the update to this has removed another Metroid 2 remake and Pokemon Uranium. Now, we don't know why. This is where I have to definitely put this information out. There's no stated reason why there was an update with this. This could be just the Game Awards going, wait, these are not available anymore because of the Nintendo takedown, or it can be because Nintendo requested that these been taken down because they have been a backer of the Game Awards in the past. It would definitely look bad if a fan project won over, say, something else that Nintendo legitimately made, like Pokemon Sun and Moon or Metroid Federation Force.
No, I refuse.
I don't even think Federation
well, the thing
Force
is,
actually
well,
listed.
it doesn't matter because this is it's not an official game, right? Like this category is independent game or what was it?
Fan creations.
Fan created. They have. I'm not saying they have no right to ask for it to be removed, but if they're scared that that game will get an award over their actual version of the game, QQ less, you should have made your game better.
More or less. But that's, once again, we don't know exactly why this has been. That has been speculation that a lot of the fans have been stating.
I mean, it's not like fucking J.K. Rowling gets the fucking people who do fanfics of Harry Potter fucking shut down. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. Like, trust me, I've seen some of these fanfics that are like really fucking good. Like, there's one of them called "And They Shook Hands," and it's basically like, what if Draco and Harry had actually decided to be friends at the beginning of the series instead. Like everything still happens. It's just instead of them being antagonistic to each other, they're friends instead, and it's actually like really fucking good. And I would very highly, actually, if you're any kind of Potter fan, just look it up. It's decent, and it's a serious fanfic. There's no smut. There's no none of that crap in it. It's just an alternate telling of the books. But,
well, now that I know there's no smut, I'm definitely not interested anymore.
God damn it, Sly. If you want Harry Potter smut, I'm sure there's some of it out there.
Oh, there is tons of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right. But the point is, she's not going to get it shut down, right? Like the only foot they would have to stand on, to be quite honest, is if they were making money off it. That's the only foot they have to stand on.
Which these two projects was not.
Exactly.
And
so no, they should just shut their goddamn mouths.
now, once again, all speculation at this point. We don't know the official word of why these were taken down. Chances are it's the first reason where the game is not available to anyone anymore because of the DMCA.
Yes, not available to anyone anymore.
Anyways, but also this is definitely different because both the other projects are both Bethesda-based projects, like Brutal Doom 64, which is just a PC remake of Doom 64, and Endro adds, I think, if I believe I got the information right, something about like 30 hours onto Skyrim.
Jeebus. Oh, that's okay, yes. I remember seeing it. It's a complete overall, isn't it? Like its own game within the Skyrim engine?
I think so, yeah. If I remember the project right, if I do have this one right, then yes, it is like a complete new game inside Skyrim.
And Brutal Doom, realistically, on N64 was way too dark, and I'm so glad that somebody made it onto PC.
Yeah.
Where I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing.
So yeah, and both projects were highly praised by Bethesda. Bethesda was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome! Here we go. Have some like free publicity."
Yeah, like even some of the YouTubers like Cinemassacre, James and Mike played it. Angry Video Game Nerd and his friend.
I know who they are.
Well, for the audience, some audience members may not know. But yeah, so that's what we have right now. So, given our two only options, I would really go with Brutal Doom in that case. But if we did have all four, definitely another Metroid 2 remake would have been number one for me.
Can I still vote another Metroid 2 remake?
Sure. I mean,
cool. That's where my vote is.
Our vote's not going to affect this.
Write and vote. Write and vote.
It's democracy, goddammit. I'm going to write that name down.
See, the category that interests me a little bit is best mobile / handheld. And
we're going to get to that one in a little bit here. So we'll just move up on the list here. So Trending Gamer. So that's notable influencers, online streamers, media personalities. We have Angry Joe Show, Boogie2988, Danny O'Dwyer, Jacksepticeye, and Lyric.
Whatever. Angry Joe or get the fuck out.
I'm going to go with Boogie2988 because I saw him flip a table playing Magic the Gathering.
I am a fan of Boogie's content, so I would go with him personally.
Fuck you guys.
Most anticipated game. So this is going to be the fun one. This one is actually a fan-based one. So we have God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Well, right away, I'm shooting down Mass Effect Andromeda because it's finished on such a disappointment. And I'm shooting down Breath of the Wild because it's a 3D Zelda game.
Yeah.
But what if it's the 3D Zelda game that wins? What if it's the one that breaks it?
Wind Waker?
So I'm going to be the Red Dead Redemption 2 motherfucker here.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. So, moving up, we have Best Multiplayer. This one's going to be a fun one. We have Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overcooked, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Rainbow Six Siege. Personally, I would personally give this to Siege. Rainbow Six Siege, like, since its like creation, has been getting better over time, and it's just a blast to play online. If you fuck up, you fucked up on your own. Like, that was your fault that you screwed up. And not many games actually make you feel like that.
I don't play much online gaming, especially like the only title on that list I've played was Overwatch. So
are these all fucking shooters?
I believe so, yes.
Overcooked is a game, a co-op game where you have to, a co-op and competitive game where you have to try to outcook the other people, like run a restaurant better. But sometimes everything switches up, like you can have people cook on like trucks, and like trucks start moving separately. It's a very fucked up game. I've watched a lot of Let's Plays of it, and it looks like a lot of fun. But yes, pretty much the rest of this is shooters.
Wait, genital jousting should be on there.
It really should be, to be honest. But I mean,
but no, the flavor of the online scene right now is pretty much all shooters, sadly.
I mean, like I said, if I could give this award, I would say it would be Siege. Like, don't get me wrong, I right now love Titanfall 2. I've been playing that nonstop. Throughout my entire vacation that I had, that's been my game that I've been playing. But Siege is definitely a much better experience.
I'm gonna withhold my opinion because I don't have any judgment on too many of those games.
So, moving on, we have Best Sports and Racing, another one that we don't really have much opinion on. FIFA 17.
Why are there two soccer games on the list?
Because they're two different companies.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter. We have FIFA 17, Forza Horizon 3, MLB The Show 2016, NBA 2K17, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. There is a reason why there are two soccer games on the list, and it's because, one, soccer is extremely popular, and two, both games are extremely different.
Where's the hockey game?
Well,
Good point. Where is the hockey game?
hockey wasn't all that great this year. Like,
Hockey's never all that great this year, but it's better than the other sports game.
that being said, I would
Where's
probably
Mega
go
Man
with,
Soccer? Just put
I
Mega
would
Man
go
Soccer
for
on the
Forza
list.
Horizon 3, to be honest, out of this list.
Look at
MLB The Show is always impressive, but Forza definitely.
I played a bit of
leads
Forza
the charge.
Horizon 3, and I want to buy it. The only reason is I'm pondering, do I get it digital so I can play PC and Xbox One, or would I just go and buy it on the physical copy?
You know, I would go with digital because you get to play it on PC as well.
But I have to use Microsoft Store.
Oh, never mind. Just get it physical.
Like,
Screw
the
that.
Microsoft Store is so bad that if you bought Call of Duty on the Microsoft Store, you can't play with the people playing on Steam. Like, I get that Microsoft wants to push their own product, but if you're trying to get onto PC gaming, Steam is there. Steam, like, just getting in bed with Steam would have just been the best plan to get Microsoft gaming on PC booming.
Exactly. So, let's best family game. So this is actually a really tough one for me, to be honest, because I like all the games on this list. We have
It does seem like a tight category.
Dragon Quest Builders, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, which probably the best Lego game to date at this time.
Well, Lego games always the newest one is the best one because there's the new shit.
Yeah, and this one, this is like a solid Lego game. Like it doesn't feel like this is just like, oh, Lego Batman again. This actually feels like it's been something different.
They've just been steadily improving with every release.
Yeah. We also have Pokemon Go, Ratchet and Clank, and Skylanders Imaginators.
Out of that list, I give it to Dragon Quest Builder. I personally thoroughly hate Minecraft, and I've been loving Dragon Quest Builder like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, right now, Dragon Quest is definitely a strong contender, but as I said, I also like Lego Star Wars, and Ratchet and Clank is quite good. So I would see between those three, Pokemon Go might actually walk away with it, though, just because of how big it is. Was still kind of is.
No,
there's still a lot.
Not in Canada. It's getting wintertime.
Yeah, it's gonna lose people for about 6 months.
This is gonna be the test. This is gonna be the test right here. Are people still gonna go out during the winter?
There's just an issue with that. If it goes to like -20, phone starts fucking up. It's not that people wouldn't be able to play per se. It's just the device literally will not work correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when it was fucking pouring rain this summer, we'd still go out and play Pokemon Go because we put like a Ziploc bag over the phone and our hand in the Ziploc bag as well. So the phone would just stay dry. And we could catch like all the water Pokemon we want.
Yeah, there you go. So we have next we have best strategy game, another tight category. We have Civilization 6, Fire Emblem Fates, The Banner Saga 2, Total War, Warhammer, and XCOM 2.
Give it to Civ.
Civ is most likely going to be the one that will walk out with this. It's fun to see Fire Axis having two games in this category, though, because they have Civilization 6, XCOM 2. I just got around to playing XCOM 2 and am fucking loving it. So, personally, I would say XCOM 2, but Civ is the likely winner.
But Civ is Civ, man.
Exactly.
Yes. Civ is the big staple name in there. Out of those, Total War Warhammer was fantastic. Like, it was really well done.
Yeah, but was it really good if you're not a Warhammer fan?
Do you like Total War games? Yes, you will love Total War Warhammer.
Okay.
It's just a great addition to the Total War franchise.
Yeah, if you're a Warhammer fan, you're going to love the game anyways. If you're a Total War fan, you're going to love the game even more.
I don't know. There's been shit Warhammer games out there.
Oh yes,
there
has.
But
I will 100% agree.
But this is Total War Creative Assembly backing it, which they know their shit when it comes to strategy games. Just games that require heavy AI in general, because we definitely can't forget Alien Isolation. They fucking rocked that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, next up we have Best Fighting Game, another very tough category. We have Killer Instinct Season 3, King of Fighters 14, Pokken Tournament, and Street Fighter 5.
I don't see my Blaze Blue on there.
No, Blaze Blue isn't listed on here. Neither is Guilty Gear, which is weird.
So I'm just disappointed.
So, to me, we've talked about
Blaze
this.
Blue.
We've talked about this so much. King of Fighters 14, more than likely winner.
Yeah, KOF is so good. Fuck.
King of Fighter is good, but I'm a scratch in and I'm a vote Blaze Blue.
Sure, why not?
But
Be
realistically,
bitter. Be
out of
bitter.
that list, King of Fighter.
So, best RPG. Best RPG, we have Dark Souls 3, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine expansion, World of Warcraft Legion, and Xenoblade Chronicle X.
As happy as I am to see Xenoblade Chronicle X hitting that list, it is really not on par with stuff like Deus Ex Mankind Divided or Witcher 3.
Yeah,
And
like
Wild
Witcher
Hunt
3, man.
Blood and Wine. Blood and Wine is a 30-hour campaign, but it is
DLC.
It's 30-hour DLC campaign, but it is so good. It is such a solid end of the series DLC that it does it. Even the fact that it is DLC deserves to be on this list. So I would probably give it to Blood and Wine.
Yeah, me too.
On that list, yeah. Inner me is like Xenoblade Chronicle X, but realistic me is like, yeah, Blood and Wine.
Mhm.
So action adventure, we have Dishonored 2, Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter, Ratchet and Clank, and Uncharted 4. Let's just be honest here. Uncharted 4 is going to win this.
Uncharted 4, man.
I
It's-
only hear good about Hyper Light Drifter though, like
Oh, I only
good.
hear good from all of these games. Like, Dishonored 2 has been getting such rave reviews. Everyone's enjoying it. Like, it has even... But people I've known that hated the first one played the second one, and they are addicted to it. So, like, all of these, even Hitman, deserve to be up on this list. But Uncharted 4 is one on the Game of the Year list, as we've already mentioned. And 2 is Uncharted. It's kind of always one. There's
Yeah.
no fighting it.
It's that staple title that's just all up in everybody's face.
Exactly. Like, everyone is immediately Uncharted 4. Like, the minute you say, oh, Uncharted 4 is in this list, yeah, that's your winner right there. It's Uncharted, it's Nathan Drake, it's Naughty Dog. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I gotta openly admit, out of the entire series, Uncharted 4 did not grab me. So, I would rather see something like Hitman win, where that was such open and actually probably one of the best Hitman games since Blood Money. But it's just Uncharted 4 will win this. We know this much. So, moving on, best action game. So, this
Why
is
is there
mainly...
plus action adventure and then action?
Yeah, so I think best action actually just revolves to best shooter. They just didn't want to say best shooter. So we have Battlefield 1, Doom, Gears of War 4, Overwatch, and Titanfall 2. I want to give this to Titanfall 2. It single player was great. This is what Kate told me this when I mentioned about when I played Titanfall in front of her. It is first-person shooter Star Fox. And the major reason why she's
Wasn't
saying
that called Star Fox Adventures?
No,
Star Fox Adventure was third person.
Assault.
Oh.
And it was third person, both of them. But she said this mainly because BT was pretty much just like having your A-Wing. You were walking in there with a big fucking tank and just destroying everything. Meanwhile, you get into a boss battle, they have this big dramatic like opening where they're like, I'll take you down. You can't beat me, Star Fox. You know, bullshit like that.
Was there an annoying frog?
You had an annoying...
Was there a cocky, feathery blarg?
if you kept 6'4", yeah.
Good old Flacco.
Flacco.
But yeah, I want to give this to Titanfall 2, but Doom is up on that list as well.
Overwatch is no.
I wouldn't give it to Overwatch personally, because Overwatch is as great as a game it is. I have my beef with it, and there's not an actual story being told in game that you can't just pick up from the game.
You have to read the comics. You have to read the art book that came with the collectors to get the background and all of that.
Exactly. You have to listen to their opening speech right before the game, and sometimes if you're like fucking around, you don't even hear that.
Doom, the first person, like the single player, was great for the first 2/3 of the game.
Exactly.
And that's why I would not give it to Doom. That last third was just so dry and repetitive. There was no more progression at that point. You were not unlocking any new guns. You weren't unlocking any new special skill. That was it.
I didn't play any of these games, so
Like at the 2/3 marks, you've seen what the game has to offer. At that point, they were just tossing you rooms and rooms. It was just a gauntlet until you beat the final boss.
More or less. But yeah,
So,
I want to say Titanfall, as I said. I'm going to go with Titanfall for mine.
I'd probably go with Titanfall. Gears 4 looked really good.
Yeah. Gears 4 was really good as well. It's probably best of the series since the first one. I don't know.
what's that say for the series?
That 2 and 3 were shit.
2 and 3 weren't that great.
It
How
felt
does
as a
this-
sequel
how does
of-
Two
this-
had like a shitty ending.
Then how does this franchise still live?
Money?
Ugh.
Multiplayer?
Multiplayer and memories of the first game. And Cliffy B. There you go.
And because all around me are familiar faces, and we're not faces.
So, moving on. Best VR game. So, we have Batman Arkham VR, Eve Valkyrie, Job Simulator, Res Infinite, and Thumper.
Never heard of the last one. Job Simulator looks hilarious.
Thumper's the Bambi simulator where you watch Bambi's mom get killed in slow motion.
If that was true, then yes, Game of the Year right there.
First person, you just live through the Bambi movie.
I want to say Eve Valkyrie just for like graphics alone.
But what about Res?
Don't get me wrong, Res is always a fun time, especially with the new suit that they have.
It's the PS2 vibrator.
True. But I would probably say Eve Valkyrie as the top pick here.
Eve Valkyrie looks pretty awesome. I looked what Thumper was. It's a rhythm game that's trippy as hell. I'm looking at the video right now, and I think I'm getting dizzy just from the flashing colors.
Nice.
Yep. It's like amplitude and stuff like that.
Okay, that might actually be a little bit of fun. So it's hard to say on that one.
I'm gonna go with Job Simulator, actually.
Job Simulator is a likely winner as well. So
Just looks
it's hard to
hilarious.
say. Best mobile handheld. We have
That is disgusting.
Clash Royale, Fire Emblem Fates, Monster Hunter Generations, Pokemon Go, and Severed.
Bunch of douches made mobile gaming and handheld gaming in the same category.
Okay, as much fun as it was when it came out, and as much as I played it, and as much fun as I had to have it, I just don't consider Pokemon Go an actual game.
Yeah, if I was to give this to anything, I'd give it to Severed.
I'd give it to Monster Hunter Generation in this list because fuck mobile gaming.
Well, the reason why I would give it to Severed, this is Drinkbox Studios. These are the guys from that made Guacamelee, and I forget their other game now. But they're an awesome studio. Severed was one of the few touchscreen Vita games that just worked. Like, I don't know why it worked. It just did. It was a lot of fun to play. It was, like, constant combat. Everything was fun. So I would go with Severed, to be honest.
Monster Hunter Generation, man.
That is going to probably be the most likely winner.
Fun, I played over 250 hours in that game. It's got to be good.
So, best independent game, we have Firewatch, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside, Stardew Valley, and The Witness.
Don't know any of them.
Let's be honest once again, Inside is the likely winner.
I'm a vote not Harvest Moon.
So, Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why I'm saying Inside is the likely winner, Inside is also listed as a Game of the Year contender.
And I have no clue what the game is.
It is the follow-up to Limbo.
Ah.
So it's the Limbo team's new game, and it is extremely fucked up. So,
the only thing I know from that is being a human blob or something.
Yeah, that's a fucked up ending.
Like that was just really weird.
It is.
Made me not want to play the game.
So, games for impact, we have. So this is games that tackle real world issues, advocate for social change. We have 1979 Revolution, Black Friday, Blockhood, Orwell, Sea Hero Quest, and That Dragon Cancer. Orwell seems to be the likely winner to me because that one is a game that is focused on, Big Brother, shit like that, like who's watching you, and 1986. Everything from that book, pretty much. Did I get that book right?
Wasn't 1984?
1984. Yeah, I figured.
I'm not sure. I haven't read it, so
it's pretty much that setup as
1984.
So yeah.
Wait, you don't know what 1984 is?
No, I know what 1984 is. I just screwed up the title.
Oh.
He called it 1986.
Oh. Yeah, 2 years too late, bud.
Yeah. So, best performance. This is where we have Uncharted taking in 3 of the nominations. So, first of which we have Alex Rendez as Lincoln Clay, Mafia 3. Chrissy Jones as Delilah, Firewatch. And Emily Rose as Elena, Uncharted 4. Nolan North as Nathan Drake, Uncharted 4. Rich Summers as Henry, Firewatch. And Troy Baker as Sam Drake, Uncharted 4.
Can I give it to Nolan North and Troy Baker because each time they talk in my ear holes, I get a mini orgasm?
This is going to be a fun one because we have Nolan North and Troy Baker fighting for best performance on the same game. Like, okay, let's be honest. If I'm going to choose here, Nolan North, Sam Drake is actually what killed Uncharted 4 for me. I did not like Sam at all.
Look, this is the end of them, right? Like this is it.
Yeah, this is the last Uncharted game.
Yeah, just give it to Nolan, man.
Yeah,
I'd give it to Nolan.
Let him. Like not only did he do a great fucking job, it's his fucking he's riding off to the sunset as far as the series goes.
Exactly. So
it's just put the cherry on top of the fucking cake, man.
With a whole lot of fucking whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just there you go. Give it to Nolan. Aside from that, him and Emily, who played Elena, they were the best parts of Uncharted 4. The missions that they were together again, fucking phenomenal. That's what made the last half of the game for me. Everything with Sam just killed it for me, and I don't. That's part of the reason why I wouldn't want to give it Game of the Year personally. But we all know that's probably going to happen. I'm getting ahead of myself on that. Best music. This one's going to be fun. We have Battlefield 1, Doom, Inside, Res Infinite, and Thumper.
Doom.
Sure.
It's just so well done, and it's actually one of the few games that I'm actually carrying music of the OST around with.
Exactly.
Like, if a game has a song good enough for me to want to listen to it outside of the game, it's just means it's that good.
So now we have Best Art Direction, Abzu from Giant Squid, Firewatch, Inside, Overwatch, and Uncharted 4. So, yeah, that one. Oosh.
I would go with Overwatch personally, because once you get to start reading the lore and everything, oh my god, did they go into details with it.
Oh, yeah, in that case, definitely.
Because it is an artistic design, the world that everything is happening.
I would really give it to Abzu. That it's a underwater adventure game. It's very, very pretty. Giant Squid did a great job with it. I could see Overwatch or Firewatch walk away with it.
Yeah.
Probably Overwatch. Overwatch it's Blizzard, man, and they don't fuck around.
Blizzard puts attention to such small details that, like, just, it's silly.
So then we have Best Narrative. So this is Best Storytelling Narrative in-game. Firewatch, Inside, Mafia 3, Oxenfree, and Uncharted 4. I have no idea on this one. Uncharted is the likely winner.
Yeah. I'm a default to Uncharted, but I could see Firewatch getting it, actually.
Firewatch
is a narrative game.
It is.
Just flat out.
Best Game Direction, we have Blizzard Entertainment for Overwatch, EA Dice for Battlefield 1, id Software for Doom, Naughty Dog for Uncharted 4, and Respawn Entertainment for Titanfall 2.
I refused EA Dice because they didn't include any Canadians in Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
This is a super fucking tight category, though, like, all honesty.
Yeah, because each company did a fucking amazing job with their games. So I'm going to leave this one be where it is.
I'd flip a coin. I'd flip a coin between Overwatch and Uncharted because, fuck, man, both those games, man, they were huge.
They were tight.
So big.
Pretty much, they renamed this category. This category was originally Best Studio. So it's pretty much listing either Blizzard, EA, id, Naughty Dog, or Respawn as the Studio of the Year.
Well, do we really want EA as Studio of the Year?
So we have to get rid of EA and Respawn for that one.
Yeah. Going with that. Do we really want EA?
But do we really want Activision?
I'd rather Activision than EA.
I don't know. I'm not against EA at this point in time.
Doesn't matter. Neither of them are going to win.
Yeah, because Naughty Dog is likely.
It's Blizzard or Naughty Dog.
Yeah, Blizzard is Blizzard, so that's why it's Activision.
That's fine.
Whatever.
So, Game of the Year, final thing, and as we've mentioned, it's been thrown up here as well. We have Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4.
It's going to be Overwatch or Uncharted, man. It's one or the other, and I can't tell.
I can't tell on this one. Uncharted 4 is the likely winner to me. I can't see Overwatch winning, to be honest.
I would give it to Uncharted 4 just because of the narrative and everything. That's what seems to be the most appealing for a game of the year.
Uncharted 4 seems to have essentially the whole package. Like,
Does
It has
thing
a
is-
solid
have a multiplayer?
multiplayer. It has a solid single player. Amazing graphics,
Strong narrative.
strong narrative, strong acting.
apparently the best voice acting in video games ever,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
because
Jesus.
like 3 fucking people got nominated for the same goddamn award.
So yeah, I mean,
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if it was like the Oscars and Actor of the Year went to like 3 actors in the same fucking movie?
that movie better be like the best fucking movie ever.
And Leonardo DiCaprio would be in that list, but
He's-
still wouldn't win.
He'd still lose. What if it was Gary Oldman, Leo, and like I don't know, who's another guy who never wins?
Either way, they'd manage to not win and be someone else completely random. It would be like Bill Murray for existing.
I would applaud it. Everybody writes in Bill Murray.
I'm pretty sure everyone's fine with that.
They're like,
we
we can't
chose the
vote
worst
for
category, but you chose the worst one for that.
He's not even there. He's not even there. He's like
He shows up in a little golf caddy.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Well, here, throw that. Jean-Claude Van Damme beats out Leonardo DiCaprio.
Regardless, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Uncharted 4 Game of the Year.
On those choice, I have to give it to Uncharted 4. As
Yeah.
much as Doom is a game I thoroughly loved, it's just not strong enough.
I'm basing this off of what a actual game critic would say. Uncharted 4 is the likely winner.
Like Overwatch is lacking a narrative single player, which is one of the strong appeal for Game of the Year. Like the second biggest contender there would probably be Titanfall 2.
Actually, to be honest, it'd probably be Inside.
Yeah, I don't know what Inside is.
That's the one with the human blob thing.
I still don't know what Inside is.
So, the likely thing, it's either going to be Uncharted 4, or we're going to get what happened a few years ago and with like Telltale's Walking Dead, and that ends up like sneaking up and beating everybody.
What's the sneaky one choice here, though?
Which it would be Inside.
Yeah.
Inside would be the sneaky indie
dark horse?
developer that just comes up out of nowheres and beats everyone.
Yeah.
Because I can see that happening. It's like Playdead. First off, Playdead has a lot of pull with developers or the reviewers right now because, Limbo. That's, first off, nobody forgets Limbo.
I never played Limbo.
If you played Limbo, nobody forgets Limbo. Inside is a very similar game to it that has a much more a story that kind of follows with what's new, like what's happening now. So that already has people going, okay, game as an art feel, we're going to choose this. Rather than Uncharted 4 going, this is the end of the series, this is the last one we're doing, this is, we have solid multiplayer, we have our, like, the best voice actors in the business, yada, yada, yada. It's a big Hollywood production, pretty much, is what Uncharted 4 feels like. Where the indie guy feels like that sob story that you watch that you don't, like, you thought was good. You watched it all the way through. You probably won't watch it ever again. But it's going to go to the Oscars and or the Emmys or whatever, and just fucking take all the awards. That's what it's like. And, like, don't get me wrong. I agree with the whole game as an art thing, but at the same time, there's a limit to how much art should be there. A lot of it should be like fun gameplay, how much entertainment you had.
Well, you say that, yet you take a look at Flower and Journey.
Yeah, like Flower and Journey, like that.
Those were 100% just art.
That was 100% just art.
But
They were
those games
still a
were
lot
amazing.
of fun, though.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Inside is more than likely a lot of fun on that. I didn't really that much care for it. But it's hard to say how these other reviewers, because the other people that are part of this committee that's voting on who's going to get the Game of the Year and all these other awards, are people from Polygon, from IGN, from GameSpot. Like they're big publications, right? And they're going to go for the bit of a snotty approach to it, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're all snotty at it. I'm just saying that's what it feels like it would be. You're going to have the people that are there that are going to be like, this game was fun. I like this game more than these ones. But then you're going to have the other people that are going, this game was art. So yeah, that's my call of it. That's what I'm going to pretty much leave it at for the Game Awards. It's now note that next year we are likely going to see Final Fantasy 15 and Last Guardian up on this list, and they are probably going to kick everyone's asses. So,
what if they suck?
It's going to be hard to say that Final Fantasy 15 sucks.
What if it sucks?
I mean, sure. It'll probably still be up on that list.
That's what I thought.
It's first off Final Fantasy, and Last Guardian is last.
I'm sorry, but Final Fantasy hasn't been a Game of the Year for me since 9.
It hasn't stopped it from being up on Game of the Year lists before.
Yeah. I just remembered what's missing on there. Where's World of Final Fantasy? I want Final Fantasy Pokemon on that list somewhere.
Didn't make it.
Final Fantasy Sun and Moon.
God damn.
So, actually, speaking of Final Fantasy, go into a little bit of news before we jump into the Canadian Video Game Awards. Final Fantasy 15 got actually broken street date. So,
big surprise.
Big surprise. We have people leaking the game all over the place. So if you're on the internet, please be careful. If you don't want to ruin the game or have it spoiled for you, be sure you choose your publications carefully.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's going to be plenty of spoilers.
So, the Canadian Game Awards happened this weekend. Actually, it's happened on November 17th, so on Thursday, in Montreal. And this is the list of winners from over 50 finalists. And to be honest, a lot of these weren't even on the Game Awards list. So that's kind of sad and surprising. This show was actually live streamed on Twitch on the 17th, so you could have watched it there. And it was produced by the Canadian League of Gamers, and those guys are always awesome. Just wanted to mention that part. So let's go through the winners. Best console game, we had Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Best mobile handheld, Severed. Which, that one is actually up on the best mobile handheld on the Game Awards. I actually hope this one wins. It is good. It's worth the nominee at least. Best PC game, we have Stories, Paths of Destiny. Best virtual reality game, The Gallery, Episode 1, Call of the Starseed. Best animation is Far Cry Primal. Best art direction, Jotun Valhalla Edition. Best audio, NHL 17. Best debut game, Jotun Valhalla Edition. Best educational game, Modbox. Best game design, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Best game innovation, The Gallery, Episode 1, Call of the Starseed. Best indie game, Stories, The Path of Destinies. Best musical score, Take My Hand by Yamantaka / Sonic Titan and Pantayo for Severed. Best narrative.
I'll have to listen to that song. It just the artist names are ridiculous.
It sounds interesting. Best narrative, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Best new character, the Trapper from Dead by Daylight. Best performance was Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Best technology, The Gallery. Fans' choice, best Canadian game, we had Dead by Daylight. And for best international game, Rise of the Tomb Raider. For game of the year, the Canadian game of the year was Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Yeah, that fucking game like dominated, didn't it?
That game just took everything. And like, I wish I had the nominees listed because that was pretty fucking all over the place in this case. Like the whole show was sponsored by Bell and IBM as well, so they had a lot to actually go on with this series. Deus Ex and Dead by Daylight was in a lot of categories.
I actually will need to excuse myself. I'm sorry, guys.
No problem. Pretty much almost done here. So, speaking of which, let's go through the list of games this week. Their new releases. As soon as I bring up my list, I didn't have that prepared yet. Okay, here we go. For the week of November 20th through 26th, starting tomorrow, we have the Amnesia Collection, which is the 3 Amnesia games for PS4.
I want to buy it for Adam.
Well, it's all for PS4. He needs a PS4 now.
Oh, that's right. He's got an Xbone. Damn.
Yeah. We have Batman Telltale Series, Episode 4, Guardian of Gotham, Darksiders War Master Edition, Dragon Ball Fusion, and Total War Warhammer for Linux. We also have Blade Shield coming up for the HTC Vive. And that is all we have for this week. So it's a very slow week.
Yep.
And we're starting to wind down, which is a great thing because next week we have Steins Gate 0, Final Fantasy 15, and a lot more as well.
Well, I mean, last week was a big game. You know, Pokemon is a big game. Like, let's not.
Oh yeah, we had Pokemon, we had Watch Dogs, we had the Ezio collection, Killing Floor 2. Like there was a good chunk for last week. And now we're starting to wind down, getting prepared for the Christmas rush, which will pretty much slow down to nothing. So yeah.
Yep.
That is everything this week. Anything you want to throw in?
Nah, other than take a look at All on the Table this week. You know, we'll be reviewing 2 new games. I'll also be adding, I also picked up the new premium edition of Love Letter, so I'll be talking about that too.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a new What Were They Thinking podcast tomorrow as well for Gamera. Yeah, that ought to be interesting.
You
Stay tuned for those.
You mean Gamera?
Gamera.
Yes. Okay, the fucking...
The turtle Godzilla.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. All right, so that is all that we have. Sly has left, so...
Sly has left the building.
Sly has already left the building. For GameItAll.com, I'm Lucas Grimm.
And I'm Fatta Phil.
And if you like this podcast or any of our other content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. We have the links down below.
Do it.
And thank you all for watching. You guys have a great night.